Hello, and welcome to the Natural State Bonsai channel. Today we're going to work on about three Portulacaria afras. These are the Frank Yee variety. And really the only thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of display them a little bit and um, do some thinning on them, maybe cut a few branches. But as far as repotting goes, no, we're not going to do any repots today, even though you can repot a PA just about any time. One of the reasons I chose these trees today was because I had actually intended on doing a little bit more extensive work on another tree. However, had a little issue here at the house, and I had a huge tree fall in my backyard, crushed my fence, and um, demolished my greenhouse. So for now, we're going to work on these Portulacaria afras, and I may give you a peek of what I'm dealing with in my backyard. So with that said, let's get started on one of these. Okay, this is my next Frank Yee pork bark Portulacaria afra, and this one was literally nothing but the trunk in March, and it has grown out extensively. It's the only one that I have that really has the cork bark on it. It's starting to cork up now, and so hopefully as time goes on, I will get some more girth around the nabari and the trunk, and that's why I'm letting this sacrifice branch still grow down there. I will leave that today, and with that said, I'll give you a close-up of the bark. I'm going to get started on this, and I'll do a little bit, very little bit, and then to keep from boring you, I'll go ahead and come back after I get done with it. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and start getting rid of some of these larger leaves here, just like I did before. The ones that are facing down mostly. You can see they come off pretty easy. A couple more here. And you kind of get the idea of what I'm doing here. And this is the way that I do mine. And later on this summer, I'll bring these out and give you an update and show you kind of what they look like after I've cleaned them out and pruned them up a little bit. And they should look a little bit better, I would hope. Oh, there's a big leaf there. Okay, we're back. I've done most of the pruning that I'm going to do here for the most part. And I did take off one inside a branch in here. This is tall enough to make for a cutting. When I do these, I don't really go to any trouble. You can let them callus over before you plant them. However, me, I just stick them in there, and if they live, they live. If they don't, they don't. And so I'm going to clip the top of that off. With that said, it's time now to go ahead and just cut some of these back so we can get some ramifications. So we'll just cut a few of these back a little bit to where I got some bifurcation going there. And so let's take that off right there. Take this one back right here, and this one back right here, this one back right here, and this one back right here. I think I'll go back a little shorter there, and just a little shorter right here. And missed a couple here. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to take this one off. And I think I'm even going to take this one off. So it's pretty well skeletonized now. And what we'll do is I won't prune this anymore this summer. I'll let this grow all the way out till the end of fall. And then instead of keeping it in my garage this year, when I rebuild my greenhouse, and you'll see why I say that in just a second, then I will keep these in my greenhouse because the temperature in there, I keep it 45 to 50 degrees all winter long. And so they will survive pretty well in there because during the day it heats up pretty well. Okay, as you can see, this is the largest of all of my Frank Yee Portulacarias. You can see where I did stick a cutting in the side of this one here, and it has grown, rooted, and it's growing real well. Whether I keep it or not, that's a different story. You can see this one's got a much bigger trunk. Uh, it's got more foliage on it. This one did pretty well during the wintertime, although it lost, I'm going to say, probably lost about 60 to 70% of its leaves. And um, I've taken a lot of cuttings off of this right here. As a matter of fact, when I first got this port, he was probably about this tall. So I've already taken the top off of this once. And I have, like I said, I've got about 50 Portulacaria trees or pots that have Portulacarias in them. Out of those 50, probably 25 of them are Frankie. So first thing I'm going to do is I see some large branches here that are going underneath. We'll go right there. It does take a few years for these to cork up. They don't cork up immediately, and they kind of almost look like just regular Portulacarias. So take some right there. So at any rate, this one's starting to get a little bit of bark on it. I can see that now, which I did not see that last year when I got this one. Plus, the trunk feels much more barky than the previous ones that I worked on just recently. Okay, so we're back. I've went ahead and thinned this one out and done a little bit of pruning on it and everything. And I've left the branches a little longer on this one because it has, the bark is starting to cork up on this one, which I've just now noticed when I started working on this tree. And I want the branches to get a little bit more thickness to them. That will also allow them to go ahead and lignify or to harden up a little bit so that maybe they can start corking up a little bit. But you can see that branches are pretty long. It'll probably get out to about here before I do anything else to it. I'll close today's video with that. However, there is one more thing. I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and show you the devastation that I've had in my backyard that happened on Sunday at 5:30 in the afternoon, which is not a fun day for me. I had a tree that was leaning to one side, about a 75-foot oak tree, and I could see the roots around the root ball. And I know it was leaning. I called the electric company. They come out, looked at it, said there's nothing they could do about it unless it falls and knocks down highline wires. I understand that. So I called a tree service. They come out and looked at it and said, your ground is so saturated and so wet because we've had about 5 inches of rain in 3 days. He goes, I can't do anything right now. And he goes, we'll try to get over there Tuesday or Wednesday to cut it down for you. Yesterday at 5:30 in the afternoon, not yesterday, yes, yesterday at 5:30 in the afternoon, the power went out on the house real quick. I looked out the back window, looked at my backyard, and this 75-foot tree keeled over, knocked down part of my fence, and it smashed my greenhouse. So I have to buy another greenhouse before wintertime. Actually, I've already ordered it. It should be here next week. I ordered the exact same one, and which I'll be talking about some when we have the Bonsai Fest 2025 on July 26th with Dave's Bonsais hosting that, and I'll talk more about greenhouses, and I'll have a lot to say about taking care of them and rebuilding them, obviously. So with that said, let's take a look around in my backyard, and I'll show you what I've had to deal with. Okay, welcome to my backyard. So there's the tree that fell down. It missed my shed. It got my greenhouse. And so let's walk over closer to it. I'll show you what the greenhouse looks like. Not a pretty sight by any means. So you can see what happened here. Look at all of the tree. Fence back there is completely demolished back there. Right there. More destruction of the greenhouse. You can see what happened back here. And again, when it fell, it made very little noise because the roots let it just kind of gently lay down. So there you go. There's a wide angle shot of what it looks like. Okay, here's the back side of the house and everything. And the root ball, you can see how it just come right up out of the ground. It missed that bench. It missed this bench, although it did get close. But luckily, I moved all the trees on these benches over to here. And you can see I've got a lot of Don redwoods and bald cypresses. There's some maples and some oak trees and some more Don redwoods, a Chinese privet here, winged elm, another winged elm, crabapple. There's the eastern cedar back there, eastern red cedar. So anyway, I just wanted to show that to you so you kind of get an idea of what I'm dealing with. The work crew's supposed to be here tomorrow to get all this cut up and taken out. And hopefully I'll have my greenhouse in a week or two.